So The Boys episode 7 just dropped. I have some pretty interesting opinions on it, so let's talk about it. Overall, I thought it was a fine episode in totality, but I really hate it as the second to last episode of the show. Like, if this is something we saw towards the middle of the season, I'd be fine with it, but just, we have an hour left of this show, and this episode felt like it did nothing for the story. So let's talk about some pros and cons of the episode. I enjoyed the scene where MM and Starlight free the people. I like that showed that some people's powers aren't really as much powers as much as they are weaknesses in some instances. However, in total, this storyline, along with Butcher and Huey's, I thought was just really unnecessary. Like I said, I'd be fine if this was some storyline that was happening in the middle of the season, but we're right at the end. And it really makes no sense to me why we're adding in storylines that don't progress the plot at all. And in addition to that, don't add much character depth. Something I did enjoy about this episode was the deep storyline. Him losing all of his friends and losing any sense of home that he may have is a really good ending for this character. I'm glad that we're not seeing him get some sort of happy ending because he is just an awful person. Another pro I liked is I thought they handled the scene of Frenchie's death really well. The part where he taps the door to get Homelander's attention and he comes over super quick was really intimidating. It even caught me off guard and made me jump out of my seat a little bit. I also enjoyed that we did get to see quite a bit more action than normal. It had felt like we've been lacking some fight scenes this season, and it was good we got a few this episode. Now let's talk about what I didn't like. I thought the Homelander and Soldier Boy stuff was really whack. I really don't like that he takes out Soldier Boy. I mean, not kills him, but puts him back in the tube. It doesn't make much sense to me. He gave him the V1. He wasn't really going to do anything. He was just leaving. Like, I get it shows how deranged Homelander really is because Soldier Boy said he doesn't think he's God, but he just gave him the V1, like, show a little appreciation. However, I do believe we will end up seeing Soldier Boy back and ending up using his powers to take down Homelander, and we see Homelander powerless. I think it'd be cool if Ashley freed him, as we've kind of seen that she wants to be a hero but is really hesitant to do it because she's scared. I pretty much hate the storyline for everyone in The Boys. I feel like it didn't really push the story at all, and it was just there so they could kill off Frenchie and leave him in a spot where none of the boys were going to be there. I'm really intrigued to see what happens with the Gen V characters next episode. It seems like they're going to be in it, but once again, it feels a little weird to introduce two new characters this late into a season. At least for most of the fan base, they're new characters. I'm a little conflicted how I feel about the storyline of them trying to get Kimiko Soldier Boy's powers. If their experiment was successful, then it's a good way to make sure that Soldier Boy doesn't get a hero's ending and instead it goes to Kimiko. But in my opinion, it doesn't seem like those experiments worked. The final thing I want to mention that I really disliked is when Homelander is in the school and he knows that he can't see through the zinc thing. After he handles Frenchie, it makes no sense to me why he wouldn't go back and go look through that thing. He literally recognized that he couldn't go see through it and was searching for them. The only real reason I can think of is that he actually believed that Kimiko got the powers of Soldier Boy. And if that was the case, where he was scared he was going to lose his powers, then that's an alright thing to me. I mean, it makes sense. Actually, thinking more about it, he probably did think that, and in that case, it makes sense, so I'm okay with it now. As long as it is that he was thinking that he was going to lose his powers if he did end up finding Kimiko. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like I said, I wasn't the biggest fan of this episode. It felt like it should have been more in the middle of the season as opposed to at the end of the season. Just a lot of storylines. I felt like they didn't contribute much to the plot going forward. And with just an hour left, it feels like there's a lot of ground they gotta cover in this finale. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts on what you thought about this episode. If you're a fan of TV and movie content, consider subscribing to the channel. We'll be posting about this some more. Thanks for watching.